Have you ever stood on a subway platform? Yeah, watching train after train pull away. You're hearing the rush of the doors closing, the hum of movement. You see the blur of faces already on their way. But you're still standing there, feet planted, ticket in hand, waiting. Maybe you were hesitating. Maybe you weren't sure where the train would take you. Maybe you thought, I'll catch the next one. But what if I told you there is no next one? Just like this. Every train is a choice. And midlife, it's the station where you decide, do you step forward or do you keep waiting while life moves on without you? For those who are new here, I'm Miss T. Welcome. You can count on me to spill the tea on all things midlife. The real, the raw, and unnecessary conversations that most people avoid. Because here's the truth, if you're not open to change, life will keep moving without you. We've been conditioned to believe midlife is about slowing down, settling in, and sticking to what's familiar. But what if that's the very thing keeping you stuck? I'm calling that out for what it is: fear disguised as wisdom. Because staying the same isn't playing it safe, it's actually playing it small, and it stops today. By the end of our conversation, you'll understand why openness is the key to your midlife glow up. We're diving into the silent ways we resist change, how to let go of what's keeping you stuck, and 3 ways to step into whatever's next. Let's get to sipping the tea, shall we? Let's talk about that one moment, the one moment that shook you. But first, let me tell you a story. See, I know a woman, and her name is Maya. She spent her whole life being responsible, doing what was expected of her. She built a life that made sense on paper. On paper, she looks phenomenal. But one day, she looked up and she realized that she had built everything except herself. Maya told herself, I'm fine. It's too late to change things now. But then life threw her an extraordinary curveball. She had a loss. She had to shift. There was a moment where she had to ask herself, am I going to keep waiting on this platform, or am I finally getting on that train? So let me ask you, have you ever felt that moment? I'm talking the moment where you realize the life that you built isn't the one that you wanted to stay in forever. Drop some comments down there if you know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't be shy. Together, we're going to get through this glow up. Now, let's talk about the real villain here. The real villain, who happens to be our special guest. Put your hands together for resistance. You know them well. They show up, they whisper, and this is just how life is now. You should be grateful. You're too old to start over. Does any of that sound familiar? But here's the thing, openness is the opposite of resistance. I'll say it again for the people in the back that aren't paying attention. Openness is the opposite of resistance. It's choosing curiosity over comfort. It's choosing growth over fear. It's choosing to ask what else is possible instead of saying, this is just the way things are, and feeling sorry for yourself. Cut that out. Because if you're willing to be open, your world will expand. And if you're not, it stays exactly the same. No harm, no foul. So let me ask you, what's keeping you closed? Drop it in the comments. Let's talk. What's keeping you closed? Fear, lack of confidence, no one to support you. If you're listening to this video right now, I promise I am here to support you. Send me questions by email. I'm open. Openness isn't just a mindset, it's your muscle. And the more you use it, the stronger it gets. So tell me, what's the one area of your life where you know you need to be more open? Is it career? Is it relationships? A dream that you possibly put on hold? Drop that in the comments. Now let's go over the 3 ways to stay open and thrive. Open and thrive. It's like, remember styling and profiling. You're being open and you're thriving. Step 1, stop waiting for the right time. The train is moving, get on it. That's my best advice right there. The train is moving, get on it. Step 2, reframe. Reframe fear as curiosity. Instead of asking, what if I fail? Ask, what if this changes everything? Step 3, take action. Pick one thing today that stretches you. A new conversation with a stranger. I do it all the time. A bold decision. A step towards something that's unfamiliar to you. Because when you stay open, life meets you where you are. And that's when the transformation will happen. Openness isn't about recklessness. It's about readiness. As my husband states often, don't get ready, stay ready. Readiness to evolve, readiness to expand, readiness to step fully into who you were always meant to be. If this conversation spoke to you deeply, subscribe now. I drop new videos daily for the next 30 days of the challenge that I listed in the 5 myths about the glow up. So we are here to navigate midlife. We're breaking through old patterns and we're creating a life that feels like home for us. And if you're ready for the next step, check out my playlist, The Midlife Glow Up. We're talking self-care and growth after 40, because growth isn't just about getting older. It's about being bolder. Let's make those lemons, as I like to say, let's turn those lemons into gems. Until the next video, I'll see you.